Heyo! My name is Sarah, and as you can see, I'm wearing a mask. That's right, people. Today's book review is on A Torch Against the Night by Saba Tahir, second book in the Ember in the Ashes series. Non-spoilers. We start right where we left off in the last book, and I don't mean like a couple of days time skip or a month time skip. I mean like 2 seconds time skip where Elias and Leia are escaping for their lives. And this whole book is basically point A to point B journey where they have to get Chakov to save Darren because apparently the Commandant is starting like a mass genocide of scholars, and like we only have a certain amount of time to get to the prison before she gets there before the team does. So I liked how this book was actually gives a third point of view, which is Helen, who was Elias's friend, but now she's the Blood Strike and everything. So that's not good. And her mission is to hunt Elias and bring him back to the new Emperor so they can execute him. I'm very conflicted on these feelings. I get a 4 out of 5 stars. Like I said, it's basically an adventure story where we get to point A to point B. We have some issues. We get some new friends, old friends. And the ending was just like, I gotta wait now for the next book to see what happens, people. And as you can see, they did a cover change. I actually like this new cover. It gives like a more fantasy feel to it. So it's like, yeah, 4 out of 5 stars, and this is as far as I'll get into non-spoilers. So yeah, bye non-spoilers. Okay, I can't see with this, so I'm just gonna do this. Ta-da! Yeah. So non-spoilers. As I said, it takes place right after Elias and Leia are escaping, and they run into an effort. Like, we're in the tunnels underground the city, and we run into an effort. So yeah, we have to deal with that creature, and Leia gets touched by it, and we're like, get off, foo. And so it gives like a cryptic message to Elias, like saying like everyone you love dies, and they're like, okay, thank you, bye. And so while they're escaping after that, they get attacked. Well, the Commandant knows where to find Elias, and she and him, mother and son, fight, and she scratches him with a knife, and then she's like, okay, you can go away after getting knocked out. Well, apparently she poisoned Elias with nightweed, and if you get like a little scratch, you're gonna die in a few months, and it's a slow killing poison. Apparently it's illegal in the Empire. So I'm like, no, and there's no cure. So Elias has got time against his side, and we got to go save Darren, which is like, okay, this is where the city of Sarah is, Cserra, and this is where Koth is. That is more than a month-long journey. So I'm like, how are you gonna get there in time before Elias dies and everything? So we do. What I loved so much about this book, though, was that we get to see more of the world of an Ember in the Ashes series, because we go to Raider's Roost, and then we go to Nur, and then we go to like the Forest of Dusk where someone lives, and then we go to Koth. It's like, wow. I really like this world, people. Like, if Saba wanted to do like a spin-off series, she can do it because this world is huge. And for those, if we ever get like, say, a movie adaptation or anything, I know the perfect place for a location and set. Go to Monument Valley. I mean, they have it all there. For Raider's Roost, where Leia goes to get some medicine to keep the poison from killing Elias right then and there, like just to prolong it. It reminds me so much of the mittens from Monument Valley. Seriously, if people are like, "What's Monument Valley?" Go look it up. And so we also get to see more of the societies in here because we get mentions of, barbarians and tribals and stuff, and we get to see more of the tribes of Alias's world before he was taken away by the marshals. And I'm like, oh my god, I actually like this world. And so Leia finds out that unintentionally that she can disappear. I'm like, where did this happen? This was not in the last book. I'm like, this whole time in this book, she begins to find a way how to disappear. I'm like, but she doesn't know how to control it much. We get an introduction of a new character. I believe her name is Shava Eric, the Soul Catcher. It's like, who? Because Alias is going in and out of the living and the dead every time the poison gives him like a seizure, and we find out that there's a person who is a djinn, not the Nightbringer, but she helps the dead move from their, once they die, to the next world. So I'm like, okay, but we got problem, people. We see Alice's friend Tristus, who died in the last book. And like, apparently he, along with some other people in the spirit world, aren't ready to move on. Well, for those of you who've watched Supernatural, you know what happens when spirits linger around on these planes for a while. They go a little, ugh. So Tristus has some anger issues. And so, while Alias and Leia are trying to get to Nur, where Alias knows where all the tribes will be and someone who owes him a favor, Keenan and Izzy show up and join the crew. And I'm like, I'm all hashtag Keenan and Leia together. I want them so much to be together. I don't care about Alias. I just see them as friends, people. I want Keenan and Leia to be together. And we get Izzy. And it's so fun watching those two guys. Just like clear matches at each other. So they're on their way to Nur. Back at the Empire, Helen gets tortured by this mask named Harper. Like his last name is Harper. It's like, and then they find out that she really has nothing to do with the escape of Alias and the Scholar Girl. And then, forgetting about the Commandant, who's a major bitch, Marcus gives Helen the task of bringing Alias back, and so they can execute in public. Oh, but wait, there's more. Apparently, Helen has two younger sisters. We have Livia, goes by Livy. And then we have another sister who I don't care as much. Hey, boy. And Marcus decides to marry the youngest sister of all. I'm like, she's mean and everything. I think her name was Hannah. And I don't know. But in a way, Marcus has more control over Helen because not only does he know that she has to go get Alias, but he has her family basically in hostage. So basically Helen knows Alias, how he would think and everything, and she goes after him with Harper, who's a spy for the Commandant, even though everyone's like, oh yeah, he's a spy, we'll keep close by. So they go to Nur. We meet Afia again. For those of you who don't know, she was in the last book who gave Alias a coin, meaning I am in your debt or in your favor, so if you need a favor, you can call in anytime. Alias calls that in. So he wants her to get him and the group Chikov. Yay! But we're going to need to cause some, diversions in Nur. So, Helen is there. Everyone's like wondering how are you going to get y'all out, because let's see. We got a marshal, a scholar rebel, and two scholar girls. And here we are getting news that all of a sudden all the scholars are getting killed off. That's going to be a problem. So Afia recruits, doesn't exactly recruit, she gets recruited by Alias's mother. Not the Commandant, the woman that adopted him. Yay! Mammy Rila. And I don't want to be on that woman's bad side because she starts a riot just by storytelling. And I'm like, And so Elias, Leia, and the group leave Nur and go to Koth. What I also liked about this book was that we don't get few months later, ... We actually get a slight mention of how long they've been on the journey, and it easily flushes into how it's set. So I like that. So in a way, they've been with Afia and her tribe for some time now, until Elias and the Soul Catcher have a little heart-to-heart, and she tells him when he's gonna die. So Elias decides to leave the group on his own and go save Darren. I'm like, fool! You know what happens when heroes, heroines, pretend to be the hero of the day? Crap happens. Because as we time forward to where we get to Koth, and Elias is preparing to break Darren out, the warden knows he's here. So he's like, I've been waiting for you, Elias Futurus. And I'm like, in his story with a creepy, notorious reputation prison, and has someone in charge that's known for experimentation, I'm like, don't go there. It's not worth it. And you know what happens? Elias gets caught, man. He gets caught. Now we gotta rescue him, and we gotta rescue Darren. So, going backwards, Leia and Keenan, Izzy, and Afia, them and their group are getting closer to Koth, and they meet some scholars that are on the run, and we find out what's been going on. Like, really, what's going on is these people weren't part of the rebellion, and they're getting slaughtered. And there's some marshals coming, so they hide in Afia's wagons and stuff. But these marshals, they're being very thorough on finding them. And then Leia, she starts doing her invisibility acts. She thinks she has the full scope of it, but it doesn't help those that are around her. So these people get captured. They're starting to burn the wagons to get everyone else out. But Leia, who's invisible woman, frees Keenan. Woo! And they free everyone else, and they start fighting. Yeah, again, I am calling my Disney ending, people. I want certain people to live, and I want certain people to have their Disney ending. Because, Afia had a younger brother named, Gibran, and him and Izzy were, getting ready to hook up and become a thing, a ship. And then Izzy dies. I'm like, I want my Disney ending. Hey, boy. And no. No, I don't get what I want. No, apparently I'm not that important. Me. So after that, Keenan and Leia decide to go off on their own to spare people pain and all that stuff. And they should have listened to Keenan's ideas from the beginning, because he had places where the rebels had safe houses and stuff that they could get to. So, I know. So, Leia and Keenan continue their journey. They get to know more about each other. And I'm like, oh. But, they get to Koth. And as for Helen, she realizes, she finds out that Elias is going north. She's like, why would he go north to Koth? And everything. But, she's been getting irregular meetings from a certain someone who I wish we had seen a whole lot more in this book, because mystery is swirling around this woman. Helen has been talking to Cook. First of all, the Commandant has not found her yet. Ha ha ha! And so, she's been leaving Helen with weird riddles. Something mostly has to do with Leia, but in a way, she also gives out, saying, they're going north and everything. I'll see you later. And she always jumps out of a window. She's not Spider-Man. But who is Cook really? I mean, she knows a little too much more than she's letting on, especially for someone who is the Commandant's slave. I'm like, Commandant proud of herself on knowing all kinds of crap, but she didn't know about her cook knowing all kinds of this stuff. Seriously, who is Cook? Who is Cook? Either way, Helen gets the memo, and she, Harper, and her team go to Cough. So, like, in a way, we're getting closer together where everyone will intermingle. Elias gets tortured by the warden, who knows how to pick up the tiniest lie, even if you have the best poker face ever. But a little slave boy named that is given the name by Elias named Toss. He's so cute. He says that there's a inmate who's known as the artist, and like, hello, we were all told that Darren was dead, but he is not. He is alive. So Elias, who's slowly dying from the poisons, like, begins to form this plan. So also Helen also gets to Cough and meets the warden in secrecy, and he's very, very cryptic and stuff. He's also asking her questions where he can get little telltales, and then she realizes that, well, Harper points out that he must have given us something, and then she finds out, you have Elias. It's like, very good, Bloodstrike. And at the same time, Keenan and Leia go to the cave where Darren and Elias were supposed to be able to find out something happened, so they're going to go and rescue them, right? Well, because these two lovebirds are getting so close, and poor Keenan has a sad backstory, Leia takes off her armlet and gives it to him, so like, telling him, you are no longer alone, you have family, I am with you through the end. Aww. And that's the happily ever after I've wanted! 2 seconds later. My name is not Keenan. ¿Qué? Keenan goes off, and he's the Nightbringer. No! 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 Oh no! And he takes off with the armlet, which is part of the star that trapped all the jinn and everything into the Soul Catcher's world, into the forest, and I'm like, no! But Leia grabs hold of him, and she sees all of his past, where he's like, been all kinds of types of people to other people who have parts of the star, and like he's freaking out, like going like, what are you? Because she was able to hold on to him for so long, but in a way she sees like all that sorrow and sadness and everything he's had to carry for all these thousands of years, and I'm like, because the only way how he could have gotten the armlet is if he actually did love her, and if she loved him. And I'm like, hashtag leanin' forever. Hashtag leanin'. I will hold out on hope that something happens. The Nightbringer returns back to as Keenan. He gets like a new perspective of life, and he can redeem himself, and everything go on a journey of redemption, and just, So, how come my ships that I ship never, like, get ready to dock or, get loaded and doesn't sail? So, I'm upset about that. But, after that, apparently, Leia finds out that because of Keenan, she couldn't exactly turn invisible, but now she can. Well, earlier she had a confrontation with Helen, but she goes to see Helen, who's getting ready to leave, because she finds out that the Commandant is planning a coup against Marcus. And she's like, the augurs mentioned how I will be unmade and broken, how I will be, whatever again. And so she decides to let Elias die, which will, like, basically in a way kill her, and go save the Empire, which she's so faithful for. But her and Leia have a little moment to talk about the interior of Koth. And in doing so, Elias finally breaks out with Taz, because apparently there's a rebel movement, of course, in Koth. And, yeah. He gets Darren. They set a fire. Every time I think, have we started the fire? I think of Batman. Sorry, The Dark Knight. And so, they're trying to get out. The door is locked. And then Elias sees Sheva. And she's like, I'm the Soul Catcher. I'm here to help you to the next world. No! Elias is dead. But like 2 seconds later, he makes a deal again. 2 seconds later, he makes a deal with Sheva, saying, I'll help you with the souls and everything. And now he is a soul catcher. Okay, you can't leave the forest. That's 1 minus. Besides, and you gotta make sure the Nightbringer doesn't come back with a full intact star to unleash the trees that have all the other Jinn in there. That's not another plus. But besides that, I don't see the bad part being a soul catcher. Either way, Elias is back alive. At the same time, Leia sets him free. And, they start the revolution. And at Koth, they kill all the little children who were subjected to the evil experiments by the commander, by the warden die. No, everyone just tries to break free. Afia returns, and she helps them get out. And then Elias leads them to the forest where they can hide. Well, back at the Empire, Helen tries to do one good thing. One good thing to warn Marcus. And you know who's already back there? The Commandant. Because the Nightbringer managed to bring her back so swiftly. And everyone's starting to think, oh, the Blood Shrek is so weak, blah, blah, blah. How could the Academy produce such a weak person? And of course, Marcus is like, I made a promise, and I will keep it. So here he is, killing Helen's family. But he's like, I keep my promises, right? So I shall keep my other one, where he will marry Livia. So he still has more control over Helen now that Livia is her only family member. It's like, I was ready to call Assassin from Fate Zero to finish off Marcus. Like, we don't need you! Like, how come no one's assassination attempt has not worked on you at all? You know what I mean? But after reading what happened after, the family executions, I'm like, can we change Assassin's target back to the Commandant, people? Because Marcus knew this whole time about the coup. I mean, the Commandant's been playing him as a fool. Everyone is like, afraid of him now because he's been killing people. But he knew about the coup. He's like, did you honestly think I didn't know about this? You should, next time when I say something, do something and not challenge me. Because he's like, I had a plan. He was like, I had a plan. Oh, and he's talking to invisible people now. Slightly concerned about that, but not as much. Until we see how much that gets out of control. If not, maybe he got touched by an Efrit as well during the trial, so no one knows about that. Because, Leia got touched by an Efrit. She now goes invisible. Helen got touched. Now she has that singing healing ability. Maybe Marcus did get touched by Efrit or Wraith or something. And now he has an ability where he's talking to, people that can invisible and no one can see him. So I'm like, now Helen and her sister have a goal in mind to get revenge and everything, but now they gotta play it by the rules and everything. Leia, Elias, and Darren are at the forest. Elias is fulfilling his new duties as the soul catcher. Leia is there with her brother because he hasn't woken up. They realize that they have a Jinn that's in love with her. They want to know what the next move is. And at the final end, Darren wakes up and sees his sister. Happy ending-ish. Because everything happened. 4 out of 5 stars is basically an adventure story from point A to point B. A great expansion of the world. I'm serious. Very well expanded world that I really love. Again, if Sabata here wishes to do like a spin-off series, I can see that happening. I forgot to mention the best part. Before I cut out, I forgot to mention the best part. So how I mentioned Harper the spy? Well, apparently he turned on the Commandant because he didn't trust her at all. He trusted Helen unconditionally. He wanted questions answered and everything. Like at the very end, he's like saying that he wanted to know more about Elias, and Helen was like, why? He's like, I want to know why my brother is so good. Last book, we were wondering who the hell Elias's father was. Well, apparently he did. But, the Commandant, I think she knew who Harper was because she took interest in him. And I'm like, Alias is not alone. He has an older brother. And, well, I don't know if he's older, but Harper wanted to know because he was never good or anything, because his mother would always say that his father was a kind, gentle man who apparently the Academy didn't get rid of all that good traits about him. And Harper wanted to know, like, well, I apparently don't have them, so I want to know what my brother is like. So he did see Elias at NER when he helped Helen, and like he didn't tell anyone because he wanted to see what his brother was like, and like he had this information is like enough to discredit the Commandant. I'm like, wow. So I can't wait to see more of Harper in the next book. I'm like, Cook, we need to see more. Harper, I want more answers. Commandant, I don't give a damn. You can die. And Elias is probably going to be spending most of his time in the forest in the next book. Leia and Darren got to go make some stuff. Whoo! The next book is going to be a roller coaster, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah. Those are my thoughts on A Torch Against the Night by Sabatier. Second book to An Ember in the Ashes series. 4 out of 5 stars. Can't wait for the next book. So, yeah. My name is Sarah, and bye!